Hello and welcome, Smite fans. We are back. We have the semifinals game of our weekly tournament, Stellar Esports versus Armadillo Armada. I am solo casting tonight, guys, so please Forgive me if I make any mistakes. We're going to mostly be talking about analysis. There may be some awkward pregnant pauses, but just, it's something we're going to roll with, something we're going to deal with. It's no big deal. We'll get a good stream. We'll get a good cast. Get to watch these games. As just a reminder, it's 1,000 gold per every team, so 200 per player for winning this tournament. Last week's winners are actually got knocked out here by Stellar Esports Dragon Knights, who won last week's tournament. So this is going to be a great game. We hope Armadillo Armada, who is in our premier division, if I'm not mistaken, in the Phoenix Smite League, and Stellar Esports, a pretty much brand new team made up of a lot of really great, well-known players: Elite Demon, Turnby, Feeper. We've seen them all around, and we're excited to see what they can do here in this game. Bans so far pretty standard. There's still Chang'e and Thoth both open after these bans have gone through. Double Warrior ban with the Susano. Nothing really surprising. Maybe a bit surprising we see the Ganesh ban, but I don't really think so. He's been really, really popular in a lot of our PSL games that we saw in last week's tournament, and in just scrims and games that have come up on our Sunday streams. So overall, I think it's pretty standard. Hoonbot's auto lock, I also think it's pretty standard. Both these teams are really showing their cards. This is a best of one, so there's really no reason for these guys necessarily to hold anything back. They should play their full play style. Everything they've got, they should put into this game, because this gets them into the chance for a best of 3 in the finals to win gems. So the Hoonbot's going to be taken up. No big deal. Easy peasy. Circuit and Factor being hovered, also not really surprising. Not really surprising at all, guys. No, the new Poseidon skin is not banned. Hopefully it'll be played. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I think we should be seeing this in pretty much real time. We see the Poseidon pretty much immediately locked in. It looks like they really, really want to play that skin. Haven't seen any good reason for it to be banned other than the fact that it looks very, very pretty. So looks like we're just gonna, we'll see how it goes. Maybe there's some crazy reason, but as far as I know, there isn't. Waiting on more things to be picked. Rama and Poseidon, nothing surprising there as well. Maybe the Rama, when you have Medusa on the table as well as Cernunnos, actually, it's kind of surprising, but I think that's because Turnby is an excellent Rama player who really, really enjoys playing that character. So we're just waiting for this next pick. Guys, who do you think will come out on top? Talk in the chat. Make conversation. Make merry. This is time for you to have fun. Don't know why this is a question. If it's not on the banned skin list, guys, you can of course play it. And you gotta watch out for this Thoth. You can't pick the newest Thoth skin. I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called, but that has a near silent ultimate and is actually banned. Like in our second stage of banning, we have Nemesis, somewhat surprising, with still a couple other gods on the table. Surprised we don't see like something along the lines of a Circuit or a Thor ban, which seem to have had a lot more success. But I think Nemesis is still a strong god, but definitely is very player dependent. If a lot of players don't like her, a lot of players do like her. I'm a big fan, but it really just comes down to what the player wants, because she's not necessarily an awful character, but she's also kind of a little bit niche, and she takes a lot of practice to figure out how to use her in these team fights. Terra ban as well. There's a Thor hover, and I expect this to be locked very quickly, and there it is. So we could see a number of solo lane gods. We're going to see the Hercules, but we could see a number of solo lane gods in response to it. Blood Osiris have been banned, so Sun Wukong has really been the go-to for a lot of players. I'm interested to see what really gets picked here in response for the last pick for Armadillo Armada. Turnby still going to go for something. Definitely the Guardian that they're going to go through and pick. I believe they do. Yeah, they do have this bank time that you do normally see in ranked. So don't know what they're going to pick here. They have a lot of possible different options that they could go for. Looks like they're going to hover this Sobek, possibly also wanting to take that away from the soul lane on Armadillo Armada side. Sobek's a very strong soul laner and really is very, very difficult to kill and gank, even especially with the fact that you have the Nemesis banned away. There's nothing that really shreds his protections, and he can just build Mark of the Vanguard, full tank essentially, and be really hard to kill with all that solo farm. Odin being the last pick here on the side of Armadillo Armada. Very surprising. Haven't seen Odin in a long time. There's a lot of possibilities, but I really disagree with this pick. Yes, you have a lot of characters that can't get out. In fact, you have 4. But at the same time, actually, you have Rama that can get up into the air, and you have the Hoonbot Sleep as the 2 ways out. But what does it really get you? What does the ult really get you? I guess it gets you Hoyi's Sons that can come down, and possibly the Fafnir ult, a little bit of dot damage he does get on that AoE cast. But other than that, there's not a lot that can really follow up with the Odin for guaranteed damage. And especially if they go for a Ghost. Lord Almighty, the name of that active relic, always escapes me. But if they go for that relic that can get them immune to the wall, they can simply walk out. At the same time, you have a lot of gods that can just straight up face tank the damage, particularly the Sobek and the Hercules. If he's full health and he's not already low, he can probably just tank it straight up. So they have to be careful with this Odin pick. I believe this is going to the soul lane, if I'm not completely mistaken. Waiting for these teams to get into game, guys. We're going to order them really quickly. Let's not have too much of an issue here. We're just going to quickly put all these gods on the same level playing field so you can easily see and compare items. That's the whole point of it, the whole idea. As we continue moving forward, this game should start pretty soon. We might see a quick pause. I'm hearing from some of the players out for a very, very short period of time due to a consistent player bug. But either way, I don't really know what that's about, but we may see that. So just giving you guys a heads up and a warning about that could possibly come out. Something really interesting I am seeing out of these items, we do see 2 health potions. Excuse me, I didn't know that could happen. 2 health potions we can see here for the Rama and Feeper on that Hercules. So really interesting. They'll have a lot of regen and consistent regen in lane, but it is a lot of gold that they are going to be burning. They're only going to get boots 1 starts. But at the same time, there's a lot of pots being picked up by Huyi. He's going boots 1 as well. So I don't think necessarily something lost for either of these players. Just a very different start. Hold that thought. Next one getting pushed into the wall by Feeper, but he's just going to leap away and have no problem getting out of that one. Minions spawning here pretty quickly. The middle push will probably go in favor of Stellar Esports, but just very slightly, just possibly because of how terrible the Thought Clear is. Wow, but a really good double tap by Cal stuck in a tree. It's going to get a lot of poke onto Vax Jr. for the game. Minions even come and meet in this middle lane, possibly giving advantage to Armadillo Armada. Well played by Cal stuck in a tree. They're going to get some clear onto the middle lane. Just going to probably exchange buffs or just go take their own afterwards. Neither team with enough of a lead to actually really gain something of large value. Looks like that's what they're going to do. Go back and farm their own speed buffs safely. Yeah, actually, there's something interesting to talk about. Dragon Knights got taken out in the first round. They are last week's winner due to some crazy circumstances where they were definitely in the finals, and they were primed to win the finals before some DC issues happened. They were really in the driver's seat for both of those games. Actually, Soul taking a lot of damage here in left lane. But it's really impressive, I think, that such a new team, from my understanding, is Kremden's team is quite new. And they've gone through a couple roster changes recently. They've gone through a name change as well, being added to Stellar Esports, a gaming organization. So a lot of changes coming out for them, and they've performed really well by taking out the top seed already at the start of this tournament. So interesting to see new winners that are eventually going to happen due to that fact, and new champions that we're going to get to see, new players. I'm really excited. I think there's a lot of possibilities for interesting gameplay that we can see, different picks, some spice in our lives, And I'm really enjoying the fact that there's so much possibilities in the PSL. We have so many different teams. Please hold that thought. Kremdin pulling in Soul on the left side. Turnby getting some follow-up damage. Actually, a lot of damage by Soul back onto Kremdin. He's going to heal up a little bit with his 3, but not enough. And he's going to be forced to back off as both supports take a lot of damage. Hold that thought on the right side. Nixon going to take him a leap onto the wave, but now Elite Demon is here trying to get some damage, but Feeper going to push him into the wall, getting a lot of poke, but the communication isn't there. Hoonbots, is onto the creeps, and that was a free kill probably dropped by Elite Demon. If he was just there and if he got a lucky crit off of his 3, that was a guaranteed kill onto Nixon. And really just unfortunate. You can see sometimes new teams make misplays out of just miscommunication sometimes. Not that the players miss abilities, it's just that the shot calling or just the clear understanding and synergy isn't quite there yet. These little smalls here taken on the purple side as junglers and middle laners trade farm on both sides. Game is very even. Stellar Esports with a very slight lead, probably coming from that. I believe they did earn themselves the fire elementals, and they have a little bit of lane advantage in some of these lanes, but essentially the game is completely even. And Nixon, he's going to actually get damage onto Feeper, but there's going to be the ultimate down onto Nixon, and Feeper just completely solos him. Can you get our solos in the chat, please? As he just gets completely baited into clearing that creep aggressively, and that's the biggest weakness out of Odin in the laning phase, is he's so predictable and so easy to punish. Nothing really else besides that solo kill going on. Thor looking to make a rotation onto the right side. He's going to actually go up into his ult, but Feeper's in the back of the tower. Is he going to decide to land, or is he going to go onto these creeps? We'll see. No, he's already gone. He's just going to decide to land on the creeps. Cow stuck in a tree. Not going to get anything for that ultimate. So you could see a counter rotation on the left side. Actually, Plug and Dash are going to be timed perfectly for Soul to be able to get out of that one. Nice little cute ricochet, but Kremdin doesn't really seem to mind very much. And I'm surprised we didn't see Elite Demon go for a gank on this left side or middle lane after a bad rotation by Cal stuck in a tree. A really good opportunity to make a play, but I guess he just really wants to farm. He does have a much better late game than Thor on the Hoonbots, and farming is in his best interests. But I mean, it's not really the call I would have made. You do have a Poseidon with pretty much guaranteed kill potential. You do not have an Aegis on the Thoth. If you catch him in the Whirlpool, you may be able to dash away, but the Hoonbot's ult on top, if you continue to chase, will guarantee it. Or if you just burn the Hoonbot's ult first and follow it up with a Kraken once the beads are down. Either way, it's a pretty free kill if you play your cards right. That I think is kind of a missed opportunity by Stellar Esports, but looking to invade here is Elite Demon. He could get caught out. His mid laner has backed. This could be a terrible call for Stellar. I don't know why Poseidon's backed here. Mike Muratori going to stun out Elite Demon. Kremdin popping the ultimate for God knows why. He's going to go for some damage on the red buff, and it's going to be leashed by Armadillo Armada, who just doesn't have the vision to know that Poseidon is nowhere to be found. Looking at these item builds while we have a quick lull in the action here. Doomorb started by Thoth, a questionable build in my opinion. I feel like he's just so much better with his own item that's after it's named. It was in the game before he was in the game, but technically named after him, Book of Thoth, that works so well with the rest of his kit. And I think it's a little bit questionable he's going for the Doomorb. It's just going to slow down his build on the Book of Thoth if he even goes for it. And really, this item is going to get sold at 5 or 6 items, and if he's losing stacks, he's definitely going to sell it at about 5, because it's only valuable at about 25 to 30 stacks. So you die a couple times, and it's really not a value proposition item anymore. But at the same time, he's going to get a lot of power off of it, but he doesn't have the mobility. He has to play really, really careful. And this is the time that could be a gank that's looked for by Elite Demon, looking for something onto Mike Muratori, who doesn't have any boots right now and only has beads. Actually, hold that thought. Gank on the left side. Thor up is up in the air. We're going to see a stasis mode, possibly due to servers having some issues. Take a quick pause. Maybe we'll see if we can get through this stasis mode without any trouble. Take a note, this is not on my side. I'm fairly certain this should be on server side, unless the game is also having problems. I haven't heard anything from the players, so we'll see what's going on. I'm going to get us to a quick pause timer, see if we can wait out this stasis mode, see if we can figure out what's going on. Actually, no. Hold that thought, and it looks like we're just going to be able to get up in the air. Thor is going to actually miss. Going to get that one hammer off. Not going to hit the double tap. Going to hit the bit of Berserker's Barrage. Good stun by Matt Mitchell, but he's just going to be able to... Trymbi's going to be able to use the ultimate. Now he's going to go up in the air. One strikes two. Going to be juked away. Looking for the third. Not going to hit it, but Elite Demon takes out Nixon on the right side. 2 for 0 for Stellar Esports as Rama survives. Trymbi doing a good job. Gold Fury is started, though. A little bit early on that ulti by Kremden, but he might actually force them out. They can still absolutely go for this. Not quite sure why they're playing scared. All the ultimates are down for Stellar Esports, and they don't have much of a contest. But they're going to give it up. It's Armadillo Armada, and just a missed opportunity there, I believe. Guys, servers are OP. Don't even mess with those. Don't even mess with those. Kremden going to hit by a quick little stun in the middle lane, but he's once again a tanky Sobek. Doesn't really mind altogether too much. Viper and Nixon still looking for stuff. Maybe Nixon's wise up a little bit. He's actually going to get pulled out. Still going to get to clear the creep wave, but still has his leap up. But he can't box Viper. He's quite far behind, and as an Odin with no abilities up, Viper can absolutely win that 1v1. Seems like he's holding the wave for his 2, I guess, his full combo. He's going to go ahead and back. Both junglers just taking their own time. Lots of wards on the map. Pretty impressed so far. At least what we see around the mid camps on the right side by Stellar Esports. They have a lot of vision in this game, and it's allowing them to make some of these really proactive plays. And Armadillo Armada cannot make aggressive plays like that Gold Fury call without proper vision of where players are, who has what ultimate up, and what really is available. So they have to be pretty careful. Probably want to get more vision on. Good poke onto Vax by Cow stuck in a tree. But Mike Maturi is going to get plucked in. He's going to dash away from the Whirlpool. But there is Elite Demon on the backside. Bees used by Mike Maturi, but he's got nowhere to go. Elite Demon getting the last kill on that one. Thor is up in the air. He's actually going to come back down onto Kremden and Elite Demon, but he's not going to get much done at all. Rotation by Huyi into the red buff. I don't think much can come of it at all. And I think they're going to go for this Gold Fury. Pretty easy clear for them to do, especially if Trymbi makes it here, and he is going to make it there. There's going to be a contest. There's Bolt of Frenzy being popped. Gold Fury still half health. Soul dashing is going to get a stun onto one and a slow into the other. 2 are dead on the side of Stellar Esports, and Armadillo Armada steal it away, evening up the gold lead and taking it right back down to basically 0. Really, really well done by Armadillo Armada, and props to Soul. Made a really, really impressive play. Now, Trymbi, he could get caught. Now, he's going to get knocked up after Soul hits the stun. Another one going to go through, rolled away, but he doesn't have the ultimate. If Match Michi has another Ricochet up soon, he'll be able to kill him here. But the rotation by Vax, Rama's up in the air, but this could actually get him killed if Thoth can make this rotation. Looks like Trymbi will be safe for now, but he has to go around the safe way because they have wards everywhere. And actually, Vax, he is definitely caught out. Aegising pretty early. Just going to be a free burn by Cowstuck in a tree onto Vax. And that's definitely a win for Armadillo Armada. Starting to come back into this game after a really, really rough early game. Started to come back in the early to mid game. Overall, pretty standard lane so far. Boots still not finished for Thoth. Mike Muratori very, very far behind and struggling in this game so far. Poseidon went Shoes of Focus, which I'm not quite sure why that happened exactly, but nevertheless, Doomorb going to be started by him, but later, and I'm really surprised to see this build coming out of a lot of mid laners. I think it gives you a lot of magical power, but you can still build Bancrofts and do something similar without taking the risk and losing a lot of the farm, and a lot of the farm you essentially lose by building into this item because you're not able to either build in boots early or go through and get this item fast enough to actually build the stacks to where it's really value. And Doomorb really struts its stuff. Wow, really good double bounce. Ow, that must have hurt for Trymbi. But it really struts its stuff in the early game when you can just do crazy damage before anybody else has that kind of damage. Hoonbot's ult here into the speed buff. It is going to be picked up by Elite Demon. Free take over there, but Trymbi is going to be looking interesting at this red buff. Or Matt Michi is on the other side of it with plenty of wards. They're going to fight over it a little bit here as Pearl Demon can be started. Matt Michi and Trymbi going to trade their escapes. There's the ultimate out of the Suns as Michi's going for this box. Trymbi trying to hit over the wall some autos to get this trade even. Matt Michi could get completely rotated on. His whole team's coming in. Trymbi's doing a great job of baiting him out. And now Kremden's looking for something, but it looks like Matt Michi's going to be able to get out. Elite Demon going for something, but just going to get walled away. Side note, if you don't want to have to listen to me solo cast awkwardly as possible, you can fill out our caster form that can be found in the Discord documents channel. And if you do that, we can be able to put you in as a caster if you fill it out and have a short little talk with me about what our expectations are for casters, what we expect you to do, practice, or at least put some effort into it, and of course work with us on improving and casting games on a regular basis. So if you want to do that, head on to the Discord and you can find all the information about that in a form over there for anyone who is interested, who's currently listening, doesn't want to have to listen to me do this for altogether too much longer. Elite Demon looking for something in the jungle, but there's really not much to do, and he just has such a lull in the fighting. The game is almost dead even. Both teams looking for an advantage. Good player damage coming out of Matt Mitchie, but it's still pretty even. Hasn't been much that's come out of it, but the ward's place definitely been in favor of Stellar Esports, and they've been able to make a lot of aggressive moves in the jungle. Just looking at Elite Team, who's now 2 levels ahead, been able to invade buffs and play really, really aggressively. Otherwise, Feeper and Nixons are still kind of slapboxing in this lane, and we're just really waiting for these players to really make it all in. I've actually found it a little bit disconcerting that some of these players have been kind of playing really, really passively in the PSL. A little bit too scared, it feels like, to make some of these aggressive calls. And part of that could be a little bit green shot calling, non-experienced shot callers. They're not really aggressive shot callers. That could be the issue too, but also perhaps just a lot of it's on the line for this tournament for a lot of these players. They really want to show their stuff and get practice in, but also earn some gems for themselves for this weekly tournament. Still really nothing happening. Really not much can be really said. I think we can talk about a few storylines here. Turnby, it's been on a world of teams, a lot of teams here. He is, I believe he's actually subbing in for this game, but he's played a lot of different ones. Actually, hold that thought. Pull in onto Mike Muratori. He's going to beads late, but be able to dash away. Kraken is going to hit absolutely no one, while Elite Team is taking a lot of damage on the backside. Mike Muratori taking incredibly low. Turnby going to look for the snipes. One is going to land. That's all he needs. Going to lane bound down exactly so he doesn't get out of position, but Elite Team, and he's totally dead by Matt Mitchie with a really, really good use of the ultimate. Now, Krembin's trying to get his team out, but there's the Thor. He's going to come down. Krembin's dead. Next to fall might be Turnby. He's going to get caught out by Nixon with the ultimate. He's going to go down. Feeper trying to do as much damage as he can with the boulder, but not quite enough. Actually, Nixon is going to fall due to the tower damage, but Poseidon can't really help Feeper at all, and he's going to fall really shortly to a nice little auto attack by Cow stuck in a tree. 4 for 2 trade in favor of Armadillo Armada, and a really, really nice team fight that was turned around after Stellar Esports initiated that fight. Gold Fury is going to be started up and taken here. Soul can pretty much tank this at will right now. They're just going to go through auto it down. No real contest. And a free 1,200, 1,400 gold for Armadillo Armada at this point. It's going to shoot them to about a 2,000 gold lead, which is quite meaningful at this stage of the game, especially the fact that this game has been dead even for pretty much the whole entirety of it. Don't really know what else can be said quite here about builds. Difference in the Soul Laner builds. You do have the Mystical Mail compared to the Shifter's Shield start, and I think the kill screen is reading it for this role. The majority of the deaths of Armadillo Armada are on this Odin. I believe 1, if not 2, of which are just completely solo kills. I believe 1 was also just a gank as well. Been finding a really, really tough time. I don't really agree with the Shifter Shield item build as first item. I think it makes a really great second item for Warriors. Possibly a third, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'm not a big Warrior player that tests these things ad infinitum, but I don't really think it makes you safe enough in this lane. You're still very, very vulnerable to ganks, doesn't give you very many protections, gives you 0 health, and you're going to have a tough time staying alive, versus where Mystical Mail gives you 300 health, 40 physical protection, and good, easy, and basically unmissable wave clear as well. Actually, fight on this left side. Matt Mitchie and Turnby going at it. Turnby going to miss the auto there, but one more will do it, and he's going to take down Matt Mitchie soloed here on the left side. Really well done by the sub Hunter here, who's really, really strutting his stuff. in this game so far. 2, 1, and 1, hitting pretty much all the ultimates with a shifter shield built. Tells you the strength of this item right now. Elite Demon going in for a blink ultimate. There's really no follow-up. Vaccine trying to get in range of a Kraken, but there's really nothing, and just a big miscommunication there, I think, from Stellar Esports. They just didn't quite know who was going in when they were going in, it seems. Take a look at the gold graphs pretty quickly. Only an 800 gold lead for Armadillo Armada right now after Stellar Esports managed to farm out a lot of this and the solo kill on the left side and the tower that's been taken. Only a 700 gold lead for Armadillo Armada, and this game is still pretty much even. We're waiting for this game to be broken open by a really big team fight or play that's going to result in a Fire Giant or Portal Demon or some combination thereof. 16 minutes in. Take a look at the player damage. Actually, I missed that. Excuse me. Mike Muratori getting caught in the middle, and he's going to fall. Soul going to try to look for some kind of play. Actually, there's the Thor ultimate. He's going to get burned the Aegis of 1. Kremden's now caught inside the cage. He doesn't have anywhere to go. He's going to be the first to fall. And a 1-for-1 trade so far with a lot of ultimates burned, though, by Armadillo Armada. Nixon and Cal stuck in a tree burn their ultimates to guarantee Kremden's death. They're going to look for this fight. They do not have a man advantage. Still a 4v4. Looks like Armadillo Armada playing aggressively. Going to pull in Soul. Nixon's going to land onto Feeper, but not much damage going to be dealt at all. Elite Demon looking for a play. Seems over the wall. Does have ultimate up and could look for something. Cal stuck in a tree taking a lot of poke here by Turnby. He's doing a lot of work. Completely untouched in this team fight, and Armadillo Armada have to back off. Feeper looking for something in. There's the roll in by Turnby onto Nixon. Cripple's going to go away soon, but there's the ultimate onto Matt Mitch. His Aegis is down. He's got nowhere to go. Elite Demon picking up the kill for that one. And there's just a free pick by Stellar Esports. Wall's going to land as well as a double tap, but Turnby should be able to solo this Portal Demon as long as nobody else comes in. Should be back to even gold after this one. Really well done by Stellar Esports. Take the long fight, be able to continue sustaining out. There's the Thoth ultimate onto Feeper, but he's still really tanky and healing up with mitigate wounds. He's got no problem getting out of there. That's just a nice Portal Demon take by Stellar Esports, and the graphs read 8 gold in the lead for Stellar Esports. Essentially, the game is still even. So I know we're 18 minutes in the game. Give us our predictions. Who do you think is going to win after this even game is going through? Vaccine, you're going to get caught out by not Nixon, as both teams have been dropping free kills due to being out of position, unfortunately. Kremden's going to back off safely, but they can't do any kind of other objective now. They've lost their Thoth, and Ram is here on the left side. Interesting build path I see here from the Hunter on the side of Armadillo Armada. Actually, so I thought Thoralt he's going in the air. Who's he going to land on? Going to try to go into Elite Demon, but he's going to be beads it away. No teleport off that hammer. Elite Demon gets out for free. But as I was saying, questionable build choice here with Executioner and Titan's Bane. Yeah, there's a number of targets you do need to shred into, particularly this tanky Hercules, level 17. But at the same time, it's really inefficient to build both these items together, and you're much better to, as far as DPS, to build a Chin Size into a Titan's Bane, or just to build Executioner into something like a Brawler's. Actually is much more viable as far as factual, just straight math DPS goes. Actually, Kremden getting caught. Really good ultimate Nixon. Kremden's not going to be able to get away with the dash, and he's just going to fall. Mega getting lasted on that, but a good Kraken's going to land onto 2 here in this fight. Leap in by Elite Team. He's all on his own looking for something, but he's taking a lot of poke damage, and he's going to fall to Matt Mitch. He's made a really good fast rotation. Feeper's coming in, but Elite Demon with a huge misplay there, going back, and his team was nowhere there, and it seems like Stellar Esports just has the shot calling jitters here. They don't seem to be able to be on the same page. Gold Fury being started up, and trade of these oracles, but Armadillo Armada still in the driver's seat here for this fight. Nixon's going to go in, land one hit onto Feeper. There is the belt of Frenzy as Turnby goes up into the air. Thor's going to land down onto the backside. He's going to get completely CC'd, but no! Vax is hit by the final judgment. He's going to completely fall down. There's the boulder. Is going to take Cosmic Street to incredibly low health as Turnby's looking for more Aegis by Matt Mitch. He's going to buy him a little bit of time, but no, he's going to fall. But so is Turnby. Feeper looking for more. 1v4 in the backline. Can he do it? His ultimate is down, and the tanks are zoning him out. He's not going to be able to get anything, and there's another ultimate. But Feeper's actually going to pop the spirit armor, try to get in, but no, nothing's going to happen. Kremden not with the damage or CC. pull anybody back in. Armadillo Armada take a 2,000 gold lead once again, putting us back to where we were about 5 minutes ago. Kremdin awkwardly is going to dash in early and give us a bit of the memes here. Something we really like to enjoy. Some of the tasty memes of the early Sobek dash. But either way, still a very, very close game. Both teams have the opportunities to turn this game either around or push it in their favor. Taking a look at the wards placed, coming a bit more even, but still in favor of Stellar Esports. It's something that it seems that Mike Muratori and Nixon need to work on if their team is going to be able to get the vision to continue making these plays. They are in the driver's seat, but unfortunately they're not making quite super proactive plays. It seems that they're making much better counter engagements than anything else. A lot of these back off the Thors. So now Mike Muratori, he's going to be totally caught, but so is Elite Team, and actually really good prediction ricochet by Matt Mitchie. Impressive on that one. Still not much going on, and unfortunately this game has been incredibly slow. I don't have much to really cast here by the way of team fights. And really what's needed here is for the Poseidon Kraken to come in huge. Kremdin getting caught in, taking a lot of damage. He might actually be able to survive this. There's not much more going to go on. There's Mike Muratori with the ultimate. It's only going to graze him, but really good job by Elite Team getting a lot of work done in the back line. Now Mike Muratori is going to take a lot of damage. Rama Snipes 2 is going to hit. Looking for more. Elite Team is going to be able to dash away, but Vault's looking for more. Cal stuck in a tree, not going to be able to find anything with his ultimate. It seems like it's just going to be a free pick for Stellar Esports. Cal stuck in a tree somehow gets away from that cribble, but Feeper is going to go in. They should be able to get this T1 tower for free. Is Stellar Esports, excuse me. Sam Mitchie's forced to disengage. Elite Team is going for another Elite and somehow not punished. Double tap's going to land, but it doesn't do enough damage to get the kill there. And now, Armadillo Armada looking for something more. Feeper is looking and going to get a good pluck on Matt Mitchie. He's going to burn his beads as Nixon's looking for more auto attacks. A lot of damage coming out onto Turnby as Feeper's turn to turn tail and run. And so is Rex as all of Stellar Esports is forced out. Interested to see if Armadillo Armada makes the aggressive call for the Portal Demon. Looks like they are going to make it. And they could take this fight as Stellar Esports is not healthy enough to take this one. They could completely get wiped here if they're not careful. There's the wall. Turnby's going to get landed on, but really, really nice. Aegis is going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. Suns are not going to hit onto the ADC. There's the Kraken doing a lot of work as Turnby's manages to finally fall, but does a lot of damage on the backside. Nixon, one auto attack. Teleport is not there. Feeper, he's going to fall down on the other end of the fight. Matt Muratori has managed to come back into this one, and somehow it seems that Armadillo Armada has taken this one by storm. Pearl Demon still started up, but there's the Thorold. Going to land onto nobody. There's going to be beads forced out by Liebing. There's the wall. Double tap could land. One more auto will do it into the Berserker's Rod, but there's a really good Hunbat's ultimate. Teleport is not going to be able to land off that monkey bounce. And now both junglers, looking at each other. It looks like they're both going to decide to back off. Portal Demon is going to be done here by Armadillo, and I don't think there's any real contest on this one this time. So I want to give you guys the opportunity, if you're watching now, to join the PSL Discord, find out what we're all about, if you're not already a part of it, and see what's going on with our games, our tournaments, our schedules, our players, etc., etc. We have a whole lot of information and a whole lot of games that we play and stream as much as we can of. So if you want to be involved in any way as a caster, as a streamer, as a player, do not hesitate to go right below the stream, click that Discord link, and get involved, as Dr. Disrespect loves to say. Pretty standard stuff so far. Nothing really crazy has happened, and it seems like both teams have decided to take a quick pause on this game. Still a lot of wards by Stellar Esports, but it hasn't really showed up in a gold lead, unfortunately for them, as they are 3,000 gold behind in this one. As the whole team just seems to be struggling to make the right calls in this team fight. A lot of confusion. Nixon going to get struggled in, but the cripple's not going to apply in time, unfortunately for him. Lead team looking for more, but he's just going to take a lot of damage in favor of Armadillo Armada Soul Laners. He's doing a lot of work in this front line now with that shifter shield. And now that he's come online, he's got enough tankiness out of Urchin and Wow, he's very tanky. And Nemean and Talisman, which is going to be, I assume, built into a Bulwark or Pestilence. Kremlin going in with the Sobek ulti, try to zone them off. He's going to do it again. They could be easily trapped inside the Odin cage, but actually going to leap away instead of taking that nice opportunity. Thothol being charged is going to land onto nobody, but the Thor comes down. He's going to look for something, but not much is going to happen here. And Armadillo Armada is just going to burn a lot of cooldowns for a lot of nothing. Nixon possibly getting caught. Nothing's really going to happen, though, and they're just continue fighting in. Good push by Fever, but Kremden's completely bursted by Matt Mitchie. He's going to be the first one to fall. Now, Elite Team is looking for more on the backside. Good boulder, but Matt Mitchie is just destroying with these enormous auto attacks. Now, Turnby going up in the air, looking for Nixon to find the second, not the third, though, but I think Fever can take him out with a Mystical Melt proc, but the shield is actually there. Fever is not going to get it. He's going to fall as well as Armadillo Armada completely routs Stellar Esports in this fight. Goes for the gold free. Now Turnby, he's going to caught on. He's actually going to get it immune, and now Mike Muratori with the last hit on that kill. The gold fury is guaranteed now as a DSI comes out for Armadillo Armada as they actually look to rotate onto this Fire Giant. They say, we don't want the Gold Fury, we want more. Give us the Fire Giant. Let's take all the towers off their map with this buff and guarantee this win. Take us into the finals, please, sir. Delta Frenzy popped as well, and this one's going to go down. There's nothing really that can happen. I will favor Stellar Esports in this way, and now they're caught in a really, really big pickle. 5,000 gold deficit. Lost the Fire Giant. Gold Fury still on the board that can give another 1,500 or so gold in the pockets of Armadillo Armada, and they've all just backed and bought. Huge amount of pen coming out from Mike Muratori. He's able to completely shred, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if we don't see a Fatalis as well coming out for him instead of this Archival, or it wouldn't surprise me at all to see an Oboe as well. Possibly a Chin size, but something tells me actually we'll see an Oboe if he actually does get around to selling it this game. But other than that, still a bit stalled. The grouping hasn't quite been there for Armadillo Armada. Looking to pressure out this right side, it seems. But Fever's already cleared the whole creep wave. Actually, fight? Possibly? No. I jumped the gun there. I'll take it. I jumped the gun there. Vax me up to walk away with his passive very, very fast on that Poseidon. Turnby actually looking to solo the Gold Fury away from the enemy team while they go take the mid T1, but how much is his team going to be forced to sacrifice for this? Looks like they're just going to go for the right T1 instead of pushing the middle T2 as Armadillo Armada, I think is a questionable call, but either way, they're going to go for more objectives. Gold Fury was taken by Stellar Esports, which is going to mitigate some of the bleeding that's happening right now for Stellar, but either way, it's still going to be a really, really good push by Armadillo Armada. If they can just get some of these objectives, they already got the T1, but they're backing off, it seems, for the Portal Demon, and I don't really understand why. They've been winning all the 5v5 fights. They have all their ultimates up, and they have the Fire Giant. I'm really surprised they're backing off just to get this Portal Demon. It's not going to give them enough of a gold leader structurally to really propel them to guarantee this win, and they're going to have to get probably another Fire Giant or another couple T1, T2 towers off the back of a team fight if they want to really solidify their lead here in this game. Taking a look at players, I think if we really want to talk about some of the problems that Stellar Esports has had, I think a lot of it has really been they haven't been able to really secure a lot of these kills. A lot of Armadillo Armada players getting very, very low, but not actually being finished. I think part of that is the fact that Poseidon is 0-4, really, really struggling in this game to get damage off and be in position for these teamfights. A lot of times we've seen late Krakens, sometimes no Krakens at all, and just not a lot that's been able to come out from him. Taking a look at player damage, he's really low in the player chart, barely above both supports. T2 tower on the right side going to fall as Armadillo extends their lead, but it seems like that is the problem for Stellar Esports, along with some just major shot calling issues and a little bit of confusion, it seems. This is a new team, I will give them that. They do have a sub, Turnby, at least one sub there playing for them, so in no way is this a complete reason for why they're suddenly a bad team or that they deserve to lose anyway. That they've played really, really well, so just taking out Dragon Knights, as you talked about earlier, but it seems like they're really struggling to find their footing in this game as the gold lead continues to expand. They're going to be probably about 10,000 by all said and done by this last T2 tower has fallen, and Armadillo Armada probably backs for some much needed gold. Let's check the gold in hand really quickly. Lots of gold, over 1,000 for every single player of Armadillo Armada. It looks like I'm going to go back to the Gold Fury and realize that the Gold Fury is gone. But either way, they're still going to back with a lot of gold in their pocket. I don't think they can complain with a 10,000 gold lead. I don't really know what you can exactly say about what went wrong here. I think it was just a number of small misplays by individual players, and just a number of losses time by time again that just kind of slowly led to this gold lead, and finally a Fire Giant take that opened up the door to Armadillo Armada extending this gold lead 10,000. As a volunteer, I'll mention once again, if you want to get involved with the Phoenix Smite League, join, become a player, become a caster, become a streamer, you can find all sorts of information through our Discord and the links below. If you go ahead and check those out. Right below the stream, we have some pretty pictures done by our wonderful Turk himself, and you can definitely go and check out everything through either the Discord or through the rest of the links you have up there. Nixon making the blinking, going to catch 3 members. Lead team being forced to use the spectral armor. Really well used there because 3 members were caught. Really good burn by Nixon as they're just going to wait for the cooldown to be back up again and guarantee another good catch of enemy players. Fire Giant Beastar up. There's the Thor ultimate, looking for something in the back line of Solar Esports. Going to catch out 2, actually vaxing a lot of damage, being forced to Aegis, but Cal stuck in a tree. He could get caught, but he's going to be able to get out pretty easily, leaving Elite Demon ulting in the back line, but not getting much on at all. There's the Kraken, but it's going to completely whiff because there's no CC to follow it up with. Turnby, he's in a really bad position. Nixon going to go on him and blow him up with a bird bomb. Elite Demon's next to fall. Feeper, he's got nowhere to go. He's dead as well. That's a 3-for-0 trade, and a surrender vote's going to come out. So Armadillo Armada gets their way to the finals. Alright, guys, we'll show a little bit of stat screen. We maybe talk about this a little bit, but I think really the game speaks for itself, and you really see a lot of work done by Matt, Mitchie, and Cal stuck in a tree to propel their team towards the end of the game. Mike Merturi doing his fair share as well. So we're going to go ahead, put on some music, give another pause timer, give my voice a chance to rest before Game 1 of the finals starts. We'll be right back, guys. Do not turn away. Hello and welcome, Smite fans. We are back. We have the first game of the finals set. Both these teams playing for 1,000 gems apiece. Armadillo Armada in the blue trunks. On the red side, don't ban Sylvanas. Who's hyped? I'm hyped. I'm pretty excited. I know I have to go through this terrible nightmare of solo casting and being super alone, but that's okay. We'll get through it, guys. Cirquette, Susano Band. We don't like assassins. That's what we're going with, guys. We don't like assassins. Those pesky assassins. No more. We've had enough. And we're going to ban them. Waiting to see what, of course, our next bans will be. Waiting on Armadillo Armada. They still have extra bank time. These Pix bans still work on the same way that our other ones do. So, other ones in ranked. So, we'll just go ahead and give them. They have all this time in the world to pick their ban. And the Ganesh ban will be chosen. This means there's a lot of picks still up on the table. Bellona, Cyrus still both haven't been banned. Thoth, Changa still both haven't been banned. So we have a lot of picks available for these players to go with. And it looks like they're going to go for the Fafnir, leaving both main soul laners open, as well as the Thoth. The Cyrus is going to be picked over the Bellona, surprisingly. Immediately locked by Chaos Country. Bellona is going to be hovered by Zidru on Don't Ban Sylvanas. And we'll see what they go for. They could go for the Thoth. They could also go for the Kepri. He's been nerfed really recently, but he's still quite popular. We'll see where Don't Ban Sylvanas decides to go. Looks like they're going to keep us waiting. But no, the immediate Terra lock-in, and Terra Bellona will go the way of Don't Ban Sylvanas. Terra is still a very, very strong god. Really awkward level 1 for a Guardian. But her level 2 level 2 and 3 are incredibly strong, and her late game is immense. She has a lot of movement speed, a lot of healing, and a lot of easy to confirm CC that really sets up well for Bellona and all the rest of the members of Silterra's team. Hui as well. Matt Meshi gonna do another run back. I don't think it's salty this time, just a run back. Played really, really well last game. They took down Stellar Esports that we just watched. And not Nixon now. Looking for the next game and next pick, and the Kepri is going to be picked up. Pretty easy to confirm that one. Not a lot of surprises there. Still a very, very popular pick, as I said before. Morgan Hover. I don't agree with Morgan. Don't think Morgan should be played at a competitive level. We'll see if they're crazy enough to do it. Seems like they were just trolling me, as a lot of these teams end up trolling me. And the Cernos is going to be picked. A little bit surprising that once again the Hui was picked by Matt Mitchie over the Cernos. But regardless, it is what it is. So Cernos and Bellona Terra, really, really strong comp so far for Armadillo Armada. Looks really, really scary on their end. Excuse me, not being so honest. I keep this wonderful spectator bug where it keeps switching sides on us. But either way, you see that Thoth ban. Not surprising, a little bit surprising that I guess he kind of made it through, but seeing the picks they've gone with, I guess it kind of doesn't. A lot of these are still very, very strong picks. Nemesis being banned as well again. Still a Hoonbots on the table for both teams. Didn't perform very well last game, but don't think that was necessarily the complete fault of either the player or the god that he was playing. So I'm sure that either of these teams could play the Hoonbots to great effect. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Thor for Cow Stuck in a Tree once again. Just do another run back, play these comfort picks that you know so well. Hades is going to be picked up, going to be banned away, and Armadillo Armada looking for the last ban of this first game. Interested to see what they decide to go for. There's a lot of good options on the table. So they have a lot of room and a lot of time to decide as well. 60 seconds essentially on this clock timer. And they're going to go with the Hoonbots ban as we talked about. Not going to allow that to go through. And it seems like they're really priming themselves to pick up this Thor. And it's going to be taken away by Don't Ban Sylvanas. Their plan was thwarted. It was Armadillo Armadas, and now they're going to have to figure out what they want to do on their jungler. Still some good picks available. Just off the top of my head, a Willick still quite strong as well. Oh Lord, what else is in the game? Bastet. I still think Bastet can have a quite bit of an impact, but she hasn't been played in a very, very long time. I'm sure there's some quite strong character. Ratatoskr actually could still be played. We haven't seen him in a long time, and I don't quite 100% understand why. I think part of it is his kind of awkward late game, but either way, 48 seconds on the clock for both these picks. They're looking for a mage and a jungler combo in the mid lane. See what they decide to go for here, as the clock is actually running down pretty closely. They got to choose pretty soon. And there is the Ratatoskr hover that I did talk about. And the Janus as well, interesting pick. We actually have seen a very, very low pick rate of Janus, surprisingly. You know, you look at his kit and you think he'd be super, super OP, and I think he's still quite good, but surprised we didn't see something else, but perhaps an Isis. But there's the Nox hover. Interesting pick as well. I think they do possibly have the CC to set up. You do have the Terra Bellona ultimate on top of Saren ultimate and all the CC from Thor, and they're going to lock it in. Nox for Oswald. I believe it should be Oswald. Unless I'm crazy, or is Sir Bomberman playing mid? Looks like Sir Bomberman will be taking this in the middle lane. And all we can really do, guys, is hope that they've correctly turned on this short spectator delay. We can get to this one quickly. Otherwise, we're going to have to go to a quick pause screen so my voice doesn't completely die in between these games. Short spectator delay, such a wonderful addition to the game. We'll see what it decides to show us, and if we wait for more than about 30 seconds, we will pretty much know that we are not in these low spectator delay. So tell me, who do you guys think will win? Whose comp do you like more? Talk about it in the chat. You know, this chat is for you guys, except for Nightbot. I mean, Nightbot is kind of OP, guys. Well, watch out. He comes in swinging. He's not messing around. Don't mess with the Nightbot, guys. He will time you out so fast. It's kind of scary. Well, it seems like we do not have a short spectator delay, unfortunately, so I'm going to go ahead and head to a quick pause screen, guys, so I can save my voice for the rest of this game. We'll be right back. Do not turn away. 1 second, guys. Alright guys, we are back with the finals between Armadillo Armada and Don't Ban Sylvanas. This is a best of 3, guys, and 1,000 gems are on the line for winning this tournament. So a lot is riding on this. These guys want to win these free gems, want to run a nice little chest roll, or maybe just begin to save up a nice little nest egg to buy something real nice for themselves. But either way, we're excited to see this game take off. Armadillo Armada has shown they've got the stuff. They've been in our Premier Division for this entire split so far. And Don't Build Sylvanas team we haven't seen before, probably somewhat new. I'm interested to see how they go ahead and do. Take a look at some of these players and how they're doing. Actually, Castle Country looking for a fight over here. Double tap's not going to land from Xylon. Sir Bomberman going to take a little bit of poke, but so is Castle Country. Zidru making the rotation over, doing a lot of return damage as the dual lane of Don't Build Sylvanas making an aggressive look on the left side, trying to look for a fight. Middle fight is going to happen. Zidru taking a little bit of poke from Nixon. He has to be careful of that. His Noxlane will get cleared out, but he actually went for the root first level 1, if you remember correctly, so they have really poor clear here, and they should be able to outclear them. His Armadillo Armada in the mid. They're going to go back to their own lead, own jungle, excuse me, as Nixon goes back to farm his wave on the right side. Zidru just looking for a little bit of poke, but not going to find altogether too much. Those Death Stoll is very strong. Cal's going to see Cow stuck in a tree, reaches level 2 here. They're going to look for more. They do have a level advantage. They good. Oh, Lord. I also went down the wrong way there. Excuse me. Cow's looking tree going to go in for a bit of poke. Zion taking incredibly low. Has to be very careful here. On the left side, Soul going to ambush in onto Zephyr, taking a lot of damage. Mike Martori looking for the leap. There's the dive bomb in. Just a little bit more will do it. A nice little level ricochet will be enough. But Oswald's going to be able to get out, as so is Zephyr. Ooh, nice little shot to the face. Then she's getting a little bit of extra poke. And the Armadillo Armada takes the dual lane by storm, having complete control with really good mechanics here on the left side. Soul perhaps going to look for something more, but they're just going to hit level 3 and look for something in the jungle. Try to get some of these buff camps, or at least smalls, away and gain a small EXP lead. On the right side, Zylons has come back to the Soul lane. I'm not exactly sure why they've decided to do so. But Matt Mitchie, oh, nice double hit with a ricochet on both members. Going to look to dive bomb here on this left side. There's no ultimate from either. Both level 3 on these dual lanes. Matt Mitchie can take a number of auto attacks just for free as Oddball's life steals up with his first ability passive. Matt Mitchie can take a little bit of poke here, but he should be able to be fine in lifesteal. All right. Oswald going to give him with ambush, and a nice bees burn by Soul. As Matt Mitchie taking actually a lot of damage. He needs to get out of there. Dive bomb is going to get him back into safety. On the other end, Mike Muratori, he could get caught himself, but Calcic Tree and Mike are both going to be able to make it out A-okay from the enemy team's jungle, invading and successfully stealing away, that red buff. Mike Muratori and Cow stuck in a tree, and then you're going to farm up this left side, or sorry, mid side there. Actually, here's the ultimate out of Ratatosker. He's going to probably go in onto Oswald. He's going to land down. He's going to completely miss, though. Abduct is going to be there, but not enough, as now Oswald, he is actually going to fall to the damage of Matt Mitchie as Souls continue to fight in. Mike Muratori doing a lot of damage to both members, Cylon and Zephyr, but they're going to be able to make it out, it seems, and survive from this gank, as they're going to go for the Oracles is Armadillo Armada. They should be able to get these for free, no big deal for manning them. Not necessarily the most efficient idea, but wow, that Bumba is healing. Calcic on a tree, getting a lot of health back. As Ratatosker goes ahead, continues to push that lead. Good gank on the left side, with Matt Mitchie getting a good lead to start off the game. Definitely a good place for your Hunter to start off the game. Something to note that you can just see how good Nox is actually against Ratatosker, if able to land the root immediately when Sir Bomberman gets dashed upon. He immediately hits the root onto Ratatosker. It does a lot of work. Actually, on the right side, Nixon getting the better of Zidru so far. A lot of damage from this Osiris as he's just healing up. Good disarm for just a little bit. It's going to get Zidru a little bit more advantage, but there's a Thor ultimate down onto Nixon. He's taking a lot of damage in the double tap. It erases him from existence as Xylon gets the second blood of the game on the right side of the map with a good soul lane gank. But on the other hand, Sir Bomberman, he could get caught out here in the middle. He's going to have to dash away, though, and there just wasn't enough follow-up on the side of Armadillo Armada's mid laner and support in order to secure that kill. Take a look at builds here. There's nothing really too out of the ordinary. It's like nothing that we can really notice as something completely strange. But both supports have gone for different relics at the start of the game. Horrific Emblem compared to Magic Shell. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Sunders at the start of the game, though it was significantly nerfed, and I think players are going to be a little bit afraid of picking it up. We'll see where that item lands in a week or two. We'll see where people decide to go with it, whether it's suddenly now no longer going to be banned, or if it's still going to be played at a lot of high-level games. We'll see where it decides to go from here. Possibly we'll see more actives rather than just Sunder in every single game on at least 2 gods. Matt Mitchie possibly looking for some poke, not going to find much of anything, though. And the game is still pretty much a wash, almost identical gold lead. Slide for Armadillo Armada. That's possibly just because of a couple invaded buffs. But on the right side, Nixon's going to die, and off-screen, so is Zidru. 1-for-1 trade as both junglers use their semi-global ultimates to come down on the right side and trade out the soul laners. I'm sorry I missed that for you guys. But either way, still a 1-for-1 trade, and nothing is really going to come of that. And no one's really going to get too much of an advantage either way. So still a stalemated game. Both teams have a lot of opportunities. I think a lot of the question is about this Nox and whether or not Sir Bomberman is going to be able to perform, hit a lot of these damaging abilities, burn beads when he has to, and be able to get kills. I think if there's anyone that can do it at this level, it's probably going to be Sir Bomberman. He's pretty well known in the community, being able to get a lot of work done. There's the root into Silence combo, and Mike Return takes half of his health. Janice, being a little hurt, is going to run away back into the jungle, maybe get a little bit of farm, but definitely hurting after that one. That's the strength. I mean, we get later and later in the game, Sir Bomberman's going to do more and more damage, and we're going to get to the point where Nox Silence is going to hit you for about 3/4 of your health. When that happens, all these players better have beads up, or they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Oswald and Mitchie, they need to fight on the left side. Oswald being able to push some of these creeps under tower because they have good vision control. On this left side, a lot of wards by Don't Ban Sylvanas, especially in this middle lane. They know where everybody is, and this is definitely advantageous. A weakness we saw from Armadillo Armada in the earlier games is that they didn't seem to ward quite as effectively as Stellar, even when they were able to win team fights. So possibly something to work on. Possibly their Achilles heel in this game if they get caught out. Mitchie does have vision, though, on this dual lane side and knows exactly where Oswald is. Trying to make a little cheeky play. They could turn around on him here. They're just going to land. Dive Bomb's not going to land, though, but a nice little double bounce. And Mitchie has been able to hit almost all these ricochets impressively. Definitely not something I can do. I'm not really a Hoi player myself. Nothing really out of the ordinary when you take a look at some of these builds. He is the Lono's Mask, which is not replicated on the other side for Soul on that Khepri, but I don't think it really makes too much of a difference how you kind of start as a support right now. I don't think it makes the world completely different as the way you play it. Though perhaps you might want to be farming in lanes a little bit longer with that Lono's Mask. Either way, both supports are basically essentially even. There's no goal difference, and we are just sitting here filling time until these guys decide they want to stop killing creeps and want to start killing each other. Take a look at the gold graphs. We said 500 gold lead, and the builds are pretty standard across the board. We do see the Ikival being rushed by Mike Retori as he did last game, possibly going into the same massive pen build he did before, but hold the thought. Zidru could get caught absolutely. He's out of position. Got nowhere to go. He's got to ult over the wall if he wants to make it out of this at all. There's a Nox ulti to reduce damage, but the Rat's House ulti is going to be popped as well to try to chase. Mike Retori is actually going to be able to pop that Khepri ultimate away, and there's going to be the peel from Cal stuck in a tree. Zidru could be the next to fall, or the first to fall rather, as he's going to be taken out by Cal. He's nice stun. He's going to be forced to back off, but a nice free pick for Armadillo Armada, and a really good job by Sol, able to save his mid laner, keep him alive, and be able to continue this fight without making it just a 1-for-1 trade. Interesting to note, taking a look at items, Gladiator Shield has been picked up by Osiris. I'm not really sure if I agree with this one here. I feel like something like Mystical Mail, or even just really simply a Witchblade or a Breastplate of Valor, or even a Winged Blade in any way could probably be better. Then this Gladiator Shield is going to give him healing in team fights, and if he hits a lot of members with his second ability, it'll definitely be a lot of healing value for him. But either way, I don't think that's really going to change the fact that both these Soul Laners are going to have no problem clearing the wave, and it's all about the rotations they make as to whether or not they can win this game, or at least win their rotation battles, as we so often see Soul Laners do. Still a pretty stalled out game. Both teams looking for some wards. Cyrus and Bologna still in that brawling stage, able to do the top damage in the game. As Counter Street is going to go in. Silence isn't going to do anything besides take one of the small oracles. Don't be is going to get both those oracles, but Zephyl is going to die in response. A late Noxult isn't going to be able to do anything at all besides reduce some of the non-existent damage that Armadillo is going to be putting out for the next 5 seconds. As they're just going to get another free pick, and it seems like Armadillo Armada seem to be able to make these proactive plays just a little bit faster and a little bit better than Don't Ban Sylvanas is. I want to take note just of once again of the different Soul Laner builds that are really crucial here. You see the Mark of the Vanguard. This is going to make Bologna very tanky, rushing into the Mystical Mail as well. Hold that thought. Mad Mishy's going to fall here on the left side. Oswald takes him out in 1v2. There's Cowstock in tree. Going to get rotated on by Xylon, who's going to miss the double tap, but one auto will clean him up and do it on top of the Terra's Blessing. And a 2-for-0 trade, all set up by Oswald. Really well played on his part. And the gold free is going to be started. This should be pretty much free. Mike Muratori might look for a steal. Let's follow him with the ultimate. It's not going to be on target here. He's going to hit. Well, he's going to be on target, but it's not going to be in time, and he's not going to be able to manage to pick up that one. Don't Build Savannah is going to totally change the beginning of this game around, making a 1,200 gold leads. They're looking actually for more as they continue to chase in the middle lane. Beads being popped by Janice, being forced to get out. Small making actually a really nice play, but pulling them back by pulling Zephyl back into this tower. Mike Muratori with the follow-up is going to pick up that kill, and already an 0-2 Terra is gone into Gauntlet of Thebes as Soas has Khepri, but not able to get out of some of these team fights as quickly as she would like. Nothing really much has been happening, unfortunately, besides just a couple little skirmishes on both these lines. Pretty even ward coverage for both teams so far. Seems like Ernest is slowly beginning to pick up the pace. Calcigny looks like they actually do want to start this portal demon. He's going to start up here, probably leash it over to Nixon. And if there's no vision here by Don't Ban Sylvanas, they'll be able to pick this up for free. They don't have actual vision on it. They have vision on the top side of mid camps, and a free portal demon is going to even up this gold. And Armadillo Armada just sneaks away a nice little objective, putting us back to about an 800 gold lead, which is pretty negligible at this point in the game. So much of what we're waiting on is just these players to kind of build into these items, feel confident enough to make these plays, really rotate in the middle game. This game has really become, in Season 4, very mid-game oriented. As both teams just looking to try to farm up and take it to the point where they feel comfortable in those team fight scenarios. We have a lull in the action once again. I want to note the way, if you're not already a member of the Discord, a part of the PSL, there's a way to join. All you have to do is click on that Discord server tag. Hold that thought. Gank on the left lane. There's going to be Cernos. Ult's going to miss onto Mitchie. He's going to do a lot of damage actually in response. Oswald is going to fall here as they 1-for-1 trade out, but the rotation has all there. Xylon's going to barely make it out with that ultimate. In a 1-for-1 trade, both hunters kill each other. Nothing else really going to come up. But on the right side, Zidru going to get T1 tower and push in Nixon. Definitely getting better of him here. And I think part of that due to just this Mystical Mail being so oppressive in this right lane. Mike Muratori taking a stun here in the middle lane. Be forced to just back off. A lot of ward coverage around this Fire Giant by Don't Ban Sylvanas. They want to make some kind of play, but Zidru, he's just going to take any fight he wants. But there's a rotation. Shotgun is going to miss on Civil Vortex, not on the mark. Continue fighting. Xylon's going to go in. Onto Mike Muratori. There's going to be the root. He's going to caught out. They're not going to be able to make it in. No, he will be able to make it out of that one. But Nixon taking a lot of poke himself from the Nox and forced to ult away. So far, one team fight by Don't Ban Sylvanas as they look for more in this middle lane. Continued fighting. Sir Bomberman looking. Can both clear the creep wave and possibly find a kill. Surprised there isn't a full dive or any kind of really aggressive play. Micro taking a lot of damage. That double tap absolutely shredding him. Cal second tree getting hit by a root, but that kind of tickles. And I don't think he's here for laughs. He's here to win. So not very ticklish it seems is the Ratatosker. Both hunters continue to farm up casually. 1,700 gold lead for Don't Ban Sylvanas. Looking to make a play here on the left side and the middle lane. Try to put pressure on these lanes and to create a play to extend their gold lead and definitely put this game behind them. Be 1-0 in this set, best of 3, to earn some gems for themselves. Soul taking a double tap, but not really mind too much. Nice double stun from Zephyl is going to result in a root on Cal stuck in a tree, but once again, just a little bit ticklish. And Zedru is going to just fight. He doesn't care who he's going to fight. He's going to go all in man mode, taking a lot of damage from the unstable vortex. And Calstuck Tree is going to wail on him, getting his block stand. Is going to try to survive for as long as possible. But he's going to fall down into the portal, be able to somehow make it out on the left side. Mike Muratori, he's going to fall. Really, really well played by Xylon, as he's going to come back and be completely safe. So on the left side, Oswald and Mike Muratori are very, very low both in this boxing match, but no global ultimates to pick them up as Oswald's going to escape to the safety of his team and completely back off. Oh, double tap just off the mark. Nice wall, but Xylon's not going to be able to get in range for that. Nice stun on by second tree onto Xylon, and a nice ricochet by Matt Mitchie, but not quite enough to guarantee that kill. Taking a look at the items, we see two very, very different builds and very different from what we saw last game. The Bancroft's Rush versus the Kronos Pendant Rush on the other side by the Janus. Definitely something that he's picked up because he wants that cooldown to be able to continue to spam unstable vortexes. Right Team 1 tower has fallen due to not Nix's split pushing, but it's not going to make too much of a dent on this gold lead. Both hunters so far with the same exact build. Someone's a copycat and someone's the innovator here, of course. Who is the question? But either way, actually, Mike Muratori getting caught, taking a lot of damage. Half of his health, actually. Sir Bomberman is going to get a lot of great poke onto the Janus. Armado Mata is going to start up this Gold Fury, but I don't know if they can completely do it. Thor Ultimate is not available, actually. He's going to come around the backside. Nixon looking to slow him down in zone, but not enough. The nice Ricochet is going to get some stun and extra damage. Double tap onto Soul is going to be there. But he's actually possibly thought there is the sun's going to rain down onto him. He is definitely going to get caught in the air. Thorol is going to land down immediately into Mike Muratori. He's got nowhere to go. Sir Robberman kills Soul. He's got nowhere to go. But the respawn fountain. And now Zidru's going to look for some more. Not Nixon trying to fight his way out of this, but he's going to get crippled and silenced by Nixon as Matt Mitchie is going to try to dive bomb away, get out of there. His Terror Blessing is popped a little bit awkwardly late in this team fight, but Oswald, they've got that Gold Fury, and that's all they really wanted out of this one. 4,000 gold lead so far. They've actually gone back in. Zidru continuing to fight in. Mitchie being forced to beads, and Aegis. Cyrus ulting away, trying to get as much distance as possible away from him, and this oppressive Bologna with Mystical Mail and Urchin built, and this T1 tower is going to be the next on the chopping block for Armadillo for Don't Ban Sylvanas. They're going to get it easy peasy, but a 4,500 gold so far for Armadillo Armada. A nice little Janus ult's going to kill a few minions. Portal Demon is the next target by Don't Ban Sylvanas. Seems like they're going to get it without any real issues taken away by them as they continue to extend their gold lead. Is this game slowly getting out of hand? Actually, very quickly going out of hand for Armadillo Armada. They haven't seemed to be able to find their footing in this game in the same way the other team they played, Stellar Esports, in their semifinals, just couldn't seem to find their footing. And it seems that this Thor is a really, really good pick for both these teams. Probably something that will be hotly contested over for the next game because Xylon is playing incredibly, incredibly well. Nixon getting caught here, possibly. The silence route is not going to land, and neither is the wall. Xylon looks sadly to himself and then decides to walk back to his own side of the jungle. Just taking a look at the player damage. Bologna, the full tank Bologna, with except for the, I guess, Mystical Mod technically isn't full damage, but actually Mike Muratori taking a lot of damage. He's dead because he's going to get stunned out by the Terra and isn't going to get to make it anywhere near his portal. Zidru going to fight in. Nixon taken pretty low, but Capriol is still available in the raid now. Xylon taking a lot of damage. Nixon trying to go in on him, but he's already burned the ultimate. Thor ultimate is going to go up into the air. Who is he going to decide to land on? Capriol was already burned to save Nixon's life, but now Mitchie could be the next to fall. There's Surge's ultimate, and one more auto will do it. Mitchie's taken out immediately. Right scroll down onto a couple creeps. Really showed them who's boss. As Zombies continues to push in, probably actually looking for this Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken. If they're playing really, really ballsy. There's a Terrorist Blessing as well. Try to keep them all topped off. Fortunately, by Solis 2 is going to pop that Terrorist Blessing. Probably going to go for this Phoenix. Can this be defended is a question. A lot of damage actually coming out. And Soul is actually going to fall. Incredible job by Sir Bomberman taking him out. And the first Phoenix of the game, falling at 19 minutes and 58 seconds. They actually continue to fight in. Nixon's going to be the next to fall. They're just going in one by one. The miscommunication is totally real for Armadillo Armada. And this game is completely out of control. 7,700 gold lead. Fire Giant still available. Lots and lots of gold in hand for all these players. And this looks like a grim sentence for Armadillo Armada, and it's going to be a real tough time if they want to get out of this one. Looking to see what they can do. Possibly Castle Entry looking for some farm, but taking a look at these levels, they're so far behind. 4 levels on the jungler, 1 level now on the jungler, 1 level on the solo laner, level on mid, 2 levels on ADC, and a level on support. They're all just far behind in EXP, not just to mention the 7,000 gold lead. It's put them in a really tough spot. Now they really need to make a really great play. Somehow Calcic Tree needs to do what he did last game and do what Xylon's been able to do this game. Just dive that backline, get a lot of work done. Stun out to Xylon, a little bit of poke, but nothing else is really going to come of it. That Shifter Shield making and Spirit Robe actually is going to make Thor pretty tanky. Surprised he went for this build, for a very tanky build, given the fact that he does have 2 complete front lines, including a Bologna that's basically full tank, and the fact that he's quite a bit ahead and can afford to go some of these damage items. Nice poke onto Calcic Tree by Xylon as well. Once again, over the wall. Nice little cheeky play. Once again, both teams just jockeying for position. All the wards are in favor of Don't Ban Sylvanas. And Armadillo Armada have to be very careful of not getting completely caught. So taking poke over and over again. There is the Terra that can heal as well as the Terra's Blessing, as this T2 is going to be targeted by Don't Ban Sylvanas. Fire Giant to push. Who needs a Fire Giant? All we have to do is group up and look for a fight under this tower. Thorolt's going up into the air. Who's he going to target onto? Rattata Scroll in the air as well, but not Nixon, going to get completely stunned out. He's getting completely bursted, got nowhere to go. There's the Capriol as well, going to be completely wasted on him as he's going to ult out. Miscommunication there possibly. Now Mike Muratori, he's the next one to caught. Zidru finishes him off on top of the Nox ultimate. There's Oswald picking up Soul. 2-for-0 trade so far as the T2 tower falls. This Phoenix next on the chopping block. Definitely has nowhere to go. Not enough health bar to sustain this onslaught. Actually, Xylon, he possibly could fall, and not Nixon, but there's the stuns there. No, he's eventually going to fall. The disarm was not quite good enough. Oswald in the front there, trying to tank it up, doing a lot of damage, but Calcic on a tree, not able to finish him off. Beads and Aegis to keep himself alive on the other end of the fight. And that's just going to be a free Phoenix. And basically, it's coming to the point of basically a death sentence here, and I think Armadillo Armada need to go back to the drawing board, look at why they essentially have put this game in a place where they can't win it, and see if they can come back in game 2 and make this a full game 3. I mean, this game is not always, it's not over till it's over, but they're in a really bad spot. And if I were a betting man, which technically I'm not, but if I were a betting man, I would not bet in Armadillo Armada's favor at this point in the game. Yeah, they've got tons of ward, Cal. You can't do that. No. You don't get to stand there. Don't think that's how that one works. Gold Fury is going to be rushed by Armadillo Armada. Try to get something out of this Portal Demon that's been taken. But there it all seems like the whole team of Sylvanas is just going to straight up back immediately into a Fire Giant and take that. I don't think there's much that can be done about it. Armadillo Armada making the best out of a bad situation, though. Good shot calling on their part to go for this Gold Fury, which is pretty much all they can take. They can't afford to contest this Fire Giant, or they're essentially dead. So, taking what little they can off the map, trying to make it work. Still pushing on the left side is Castle Country, trying to get some farm up and just really push out these waves before they get put in a position where they can't win it. So it looks like actually they're going to look for a full dive in here. Mitchie could get caught. He's going to use the dive bomb immediately into Xylon. He's going to miss the ultimate but still get plenty of damage off. Sir Bomberman picks him off. Looking for Soul now. He's next. And Xylon goes for him. There's the stun. Follow up. There's the root as well. And Sir Bomberman doesn't even need to think. He's got free setup for days. Double tap on the Microtory. He's going to be forced to burn his Aegis, but he's got nowhere to run. Sir Bomberman gets another kill onto him. Not quite a double, but he's doing a lot of work. Castle Country next to fall. Went in with no assistance, and he just got completely bursted. 3 towers up. Doesn't matter. Phoenix have fallen, and the Titan is going to fall next. Dump and Sylvanas very convincingly take the first game of this finals to go to a game 2 out of this best of 3. Alright guys, we're going to head to just a quick loading in screen, pause it away, make sure my voice is going to stand up for what may be the last game of tonight. So we're going to go to some music, listen to, don't turn away. We still have another game at the very least for you to watch. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Be back in just a few minutes. Alright, hello and welcome back, guys, to Game 2 of Don't Ban Sylvanas versus Armadillo Armada. This is Game 2 in our best of 3 set, guys, for 1,000 gems. So this is really valuable for both teams to win and important. Definitely a lot on the line here. Either way, go ahead and post your predictions in the chat, guys. Once our matches have been decided when it comes to our pick bans, go ahead and tell us who you think will win in the chat. Get some conversation going. Spark something interesting. You don't know who you'll meet or talk to, get to listen to. Either way, always fun stuff. Bologna first picked immediately. Still, Osiris is on the table for Armadillo Armada, as well as the Kepri. Still plenty that they could pick here. Let's see what they said to go for. Looks like the Nemesis and Osiris are going to be locked for Armadillo Armada. Nemesis, we've seen her banned in pretty much both these other two games. We haven't seen her picked. Just see how Chaos Country is able to perform on this god, whether or not they can take it to a game 3 with her. Bologna performed very well, played by Zidru on the last game. Definitely looking for another repeat performance. So we're waiting for these next picks to go through. Surket and Uller both being hovered, and Uller at least is locked, waiting for this other pick, deciding who they want to go against this Nemesis. Willix does have a pretty good matchup against her. Plenty of CC. The root on the Feather Step does stop the Nemesis shield. So definitely, probably a good pickup to pick to have a Willix against her. Looking for the response from Armadillo Armada. Using up almost all their time, starting to burn bank time here is Armadillo Armada. See what they decide to go for here as their third pick. Still need a Guardian, still need a Mage, still need a Hunter. Could go for that Huyi. Don't think that Matt Mitchie's Huyi was quite the reason why they lost that game. So you can see they go for it again. Who knows what's in the mind of these players. Looks like it will be the Thoth picked up. Very popular mid laner. A lot of players think he's OP. I tend to agree and see where they're coming from. Either way, bans can come out for both sides as teams decide what they want to take away from the other team. What don't they want them to have? Predicting probably a Huyi ban. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see that one come out. As well as Cerninos ban. We can see that one as well. Wouldn't at all be surprised to see... the really focus on either the mid laners for takeaway from Don't Ban Sylvanas, or to take away the hunters of Armadillo Armada. Three tank bans by Armadillo Armada: Fafnir, Kepri, and Terra. All being taken away. There's the Vulcan ban as well. I think it's quite a good ban away from the Willix, but I think it is a mistake to ban another Guardian away, to take that Guardian away when there is still a Sobek on the table. Sobek sets up so well for this Willix. Looks like they're going to decide to take it away from themselves, not give that away to Don't Ban Sylvanas. Number of picks still available. It looks like Don't Ban Sylvanas have decided to go for that Sylvanas. That is their namesake, and it's going to make the casting just a little bit harder for me. But that does have another knockup for Willix to pull through. And Soul. Looks like we see a Soul mid, something that was very popular in the SPL in these last few weeks that we're going to finally get to see in the PSL. I think it's quite strong. Interested to see how it works out for these players. Last pick, Armado Amada. Ball's in their court. So we're going to see last of this time Bananas. They're going to sit here and decide what they want. Looks like the Medusa might be picked up here. Still a lot of really good options available, but I think Medusa is probably the best one. They're going to go with it. Alright guys, I'm just going to go ahead and set us to a pause timer. I'm pretty sure we're not going to have a low spectator delay, unfortunately, so take a little bit of a breath and a breather. We'll be right back in probably about 3 minutes with this next game. Don't turn away, guys. Alright guys, we're back in the game. We're going to go ahead and get started. Took a little break in between these two, but both teams should be able to have no issues and no problems whatsoever. You'll be able to see the cast and do everything needed. Take a look at these builds really quickly. We do see the Belt of Frenzy being picked up and the Heavenly Wings being picked up. Seems like the support items are really what we're seeing. Actual uniqueness being built out of our starter relics. His team just looking for jockeying for position, a little fighting on the right side, possibly. It looks like they're just going to stare at each other. Possibly looking for a blue buff invade at the start of this game, which would make this a little bit of an interesting start that we haven't seen in quite a long time. Yeah, looks like they just started 2-man on the right side, which is really interesting. I'm surprised that happened. I think they went with the idea that Nemesis and Thoth both have pretty terrible clear, and that it's probably best if they're just going to look for an invade after pushing this to try to trade out some of this farm and not fall too far behind. Probably a smart idea, but they're definitely going to get rotated on if they're not quite careful. Level 2 Zion over the wall, looking for a feather stuff. A lot of damage on the cow tree. He's still level 1 because they didn't even get the speed buff and went on back onto Zidru. That's 1 kill. 2 kills now for Armadillo Mono. If they can just pick up just a little bit more onto Nixon, he's level 1. He don't think he has anywhere to go. Xylon just needs a little bit more to pick him up. And there's going to be the bludgeon. Nice little auto from Xylon. Cheeky little bugger there is going to be able to pick up that kill. So far, a 2 for O start for Don't Ban Sylvanas. They definitely have been able to really start off strong. Whereas last game, it was a little bit questionable how their start was. But now Mike Muratori on the gank onto Oswald, forced to beads and dash away. There's just not enough damage from Mike, and they're just going to be forced to back off. But really good beads burn that could possibly set up for a Nemesis gank on the left side soon. Looks like just continued buff takes on this right side of the map. Nothing out of the ordinary, but a huge advantage for a Willix. 2 levels up on her counterpart in the jungle. And there's just really no way Nemesis comes back into the game in any remaining play. Soul getting a pluck onto Zephyl, but he could be his own death now. Oswald going with the auto attack. 1 more will do it. He's going to pick up Soul. 3 for O. Don't Ban Sylvanas on a rampage as a whole team, and now Zephyl's definitely going to be caught out here. He doesn't have anywhere to go. 1 more auto will do it. Cowsucking Tree is going to take back a 1-for-1 trade. Both Guardians trading each other out for some nice little farm there for some of their carries. Zedric getting the better of Nixon here on this right side. AoE Cleave's doing a lot of work with the Death's Toll. Both players have it, but it seems like Zedric's able to get the better of the deal, especially after getting that really good fight on the right side. Level 5 Zidru, but another fight. Hold that thought. Mike Muratori getting killed under tower. Sir Bomberman with the ultimate picking up a kill there that we missed. Just happened off screen as we were distracted by all the fun boxing of the right hand side. And you can just see now, this does not look like a good game so far for Armadillo Mono. They're really getting pushed out. Both hunters, if we take a note, have both gone for this Transcendence Rush build. I think it's a really, really good idea on the Uller. I think Medusa, it's always a strong item on her as well. I don't think it's necessarily ever really bad to build on an ability-based hunter. So really, nothing out of the ordinary there. Definitely 2 good pickups for both players. I do see the Bluestone pendant on the Nemesis, and I'm a pretty big Nemesis player, and I will say I understand you use it a lot for clearing some of these waves and assisting just your really poor clear in the early game. But I think Death Soul is just much better to rush on her. You're just gonna get a lot easier clear. You're able to solo clear buffs much more easily. Cowsucking Tree able to secure his own speed buff, but I don't really necessarily agree with it. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. It's certainly not gonna be game deciding in any real way. So we're just talking about it. Just talk about it. Speed buffs come back up, and Don't Ban Sylvanas is going to secure their own, headed right over to wonderful old Willix. Zedric just continue to bullying Nixon on the right side. There's nothing he can do. Totally getting destroyed. Nothing he can do can try to contest that. All he can do is try to clear his own waves and try to survive until he gets to the point where possibly his team can either make rotations or the Bologna damage just begins to fall off just a little bit. His damage falls off pretty heavily as well. Zedric going to go clear and take away this blue buff. It is spotted out by Nemesis, looking to try to contest this one. Not going to get the ability off in time. The knockup's not there either from Xylon. Just going to be a wash and a blue buff invade for Don't Ban Sylvanas. As you take a look at the gold graphs, already a 2,000 gold lead with no major objectives taken. This one's looking pretty hairy so far for Armadillo Armada. Castle Tree is going to ult over here onto Zephyl. He's taking a lot of damage. The stun's not there for Mike Muratori, but a really, really good ultimate out of Zephyl and a pull on his Castle Tree. Has got nowhere to go. Michi's the next to fall as a huge Stellar Burst is going to burrow through him, and he's going to go back to the respawn timer, back to the well. Think about all the terrible mistakes he made. Thoth almost falling there. If he'd taken that Stellar Burst, he would not be alive either. Nothing's really going to come of that 5%. It's a really good play. But actually, Xylon over the wall. Going to hit the knock-up as well. Soul could be the next to fall. If he gets focused down, he will be. Xylon looking to try to rotate out. I don't think he can make it out, though. Not taking it anymore, but a good auto attack cancel from Cow stuck in a tree. We'll get that trade out. But I think Xylon screaming Worth right now on the comms got no problem with him. Bomberman pressuring Cow stuck in a tree under this tower, being forced completely back off. Soul has not gone for the do more like the Thoth has. Definitely doing better for it. Finishing off the pen boost. Probably going to go for a Dynasty Plate Helm immediately afterwards. Probably into pen, maybe some kind of attack seed. But I expect just a full mage build out of Sir Bomberman. So that's what he tends to go. And he is going Soul Mage middle lane. Anyways, huge lead right now. Player damage off the charts for Zedro. This stage in the game. Oracles, really important to take by Armadillo Armada. They're going to be able to make sure they have vision over that Gold Fury so it can't be snuck away by Don't Bell and Sylvanas. But they definitely need to win this next fight. If they don't, it's possibly going to come to the point of just complete snowball. 4,000 gold lead for Don't Ban Sylvanas as they're making the what was once very, very close game, the first game of the set, now does not seem to be balanced in any real way. Xylon getting plucked in by Soul, but there's no teammates there. Seems like a huge miscommunication. But either way, no harm, no foul. Just going to use a little bit of a cooldown to get a few to poke. Nonexon actually possibly going to fall. There's going to be the Eagles rally. Nonexon ulting on top to get the root and passive effect, but nothing else is going to really come of it. Zedru should be able to farm just fine and force him out, but hold that thought. Fight in the middle lane. Xylon doing a lot of damage with that Feather Step, completely crushing through. Now Soul, he's the next. He's going to be the first to fall in this team fight. Xylon finds him doing so much damage. And on the back, Oswald, really, really nice axe. Going to hit another auto after missing the one. No problem. Hail of Arrows could be there in range, but Mike Muratori is going to be able to dash away. No stun there for him. No knock-up either for Xylon, though. And no pull either from Zephyr. Just a host of Clown Fiesta missed abilities. But either way, this tower is probably going to fall if they decide to focus it. Matt Mitchie's made the rotation, but his dash is down. If they can manage to find anything, they'll pick him off. Two members are very, very low. Mike Muratori getting over the wall to kill on that one, thanks to the nice Nemesis ulti. But I'm sure he's screaming Worth over the comms right now. A, because Sir Bomberman traded out, but B, because I got that tower in the first place. Bomberman baiting, a little bit cheeky, little bit cheekiness there. Axe is going to miss onto Michi. Soul can't really do much. That Stellar Burst doing about half his health already. He can try to look for a pluck, but I think he'll die pretty quickly. He's going to pluck in, and there's going to be the Soul ulti on the top. Nemesis had been the rotation. Sir Bomberman's got nowhere to go. He's going to fall, not be able to pick up the kill. Really well baited by Soul, and almost falling there, managing to make it out. So regardless of that fact, 4,500 gold in the lead for Don't Ban Sylvanas. They seem to have no trouble taking control of this game. As, oh, hold that thought. You get caught in the middle. Oswald trying to get away. Might be able to jump over the wall, but he's going to hit by Final Judgment. Actually, is no. Cal's looking at trees and the one to get it after it's leapt over by Oswald. As they're going to make a rotation on this Gold Fury and try to get as much gold as they possibly can, but the rotation is coming from Xylon. Has a lot of damage. He's level 10. Enormous as far as the level lead when it comes into the jungle. Going to go on Mike Muratori. Going to get him with the root. His dash is gone. He's got nowhere to go. Zidru's going to clean him up in the backline. 4-man ulti from Zephyl. He's going to continue to fight for Don't Ban Sylvanas. Not Nixon. Trying to look for something, but pulled away by Zephyl. But on the front side, Zidru is causing havoc. There's the ultimate on top of Matt Mitchie. He's got nowhere to go. Nixon running for his life, but there's the really good knock-up ulti over the wall that was going to save him. No! Zidru says no. Slap down with the cudgel, and he's going to be falling next. 3-for-0 trade for Don't Ban Sylvanas, and they turn their sights to the Gold Fury and to continue extending their lead Should now be around 7,000 or 6,500 gold probably at this point, 10 minutes in the game. And now it's just gotten really, really ugly. Army Armada really need to make some kind of drastic play. Possibly a Fire Giant rush and steal. They need a lot more vision than what they've got right now. And they've got to make a big play. Portal Demon taken for free. We don't advance Sylvanas completely. Stolen away, no problem. You can see why they really say don't dance Sylvanas. He's 0-2 and 9 minutes, part of a lot of these kills. Has moused wards placed, more damage than the other 4 members of the enemy team, besides Medusa, and he's doing a lot of work so far. Not even counting the amount of player healing he's been able to do. Can I possibly catch them off? Mike Mortori once again getting caught out of position. Doesn't have anywhere to go. Oswald with the blink, actually. The cheese is here. And Mike Mortori's got nowhere to go. He stands still. He knows he's dead to rights. And that's going to be just another pick for Don't Ban Sylvanas. It seems like no one can find a way to stay in position or just stay alive. Zedru diving onto Nixon because he knows his jungler is coming. Xylon's there. Active has been popped, and over the Desert Eagle rally is totally dead. And there's no chance for Nixon to survive. This T1 tower is going to fall. Fighting in the middle lane, looking for this middle T2 as well. 3-man, no, 4-man group up as a rotation is made on the right side by Sylvanas. And they're going to go to try pushing all these tower down. Zephyl got the health. He can probably just straight face tank this one. And he is going to do just that. Minions are now here, and this T2's got nowhere to go but back into the ground from whence it came. Possibly looking for a Phoenix push. Actually, Don't Ban Sylvanas playing incredibly aggressively, but in the middle lane, Zylon looking for something. He's not going to do anything besides burn a quick dash. But Sir Bomberman looking to fight Matt Mitchie as well. It's a completely split up team, but they're actually winning this fight no matter how split up they are. Castle Tree looking to try to get some work done, but Zedru's just so ungodly tanky. Castle Tree looking for more as well, trying to get stuff done with the Nemesis. Still has the ultimate available to look onto one of these very, very tanky targets. Final Judgment over the wall. It's going to do some damage to Zidru, but not enough to really get him in any real kill range. T2 tower mid-fall. Oswald late beads, try to get away, but now 4-man ultimate as well from Zephyl, taking a lot of damage being done. Now Zedru, he's going to fall. Lots of damage by cow stuck in a tree. Cylon, he's going to fall. They've overstayed their welcome clearly as they're completely forced out of this one. Zephyl is definitely dead to rights, but I think Oswald might be able to make it out if he's not spotted. He might be, though. Let's see if Matt Mitchie catches him at all. Oswald looking for some kind of cheeky play. No, he's going to just go ahead and back. But still, 2 T2s taken on this right side and a 9,000 gold lead. I think they'll take 3 deaths for that. Hold that thought. Blink on the right side. Beads as well on Mitchie. One more auto will do it for both carries. Oswald's going to pick it up. He's going to die to the minions immediately. Missed a couple crucial abilities and auto attacks that would have kept him alive. But either way, 1-for-1 trade out with some cheeky little plays by the Don't Ban Sylvanas Hunter. And I really think Armadillo and Armada need to rush this Fire Giant right now. If they want to get anything done, actually they can. Sir Armman with the blink in as well. He's going to look for something on Cow stuck in a tree. Ultimate's not going to land a single hit. Not quite on the mark there. But Cow stuck in a tree, he's caught. If there's any kind of Feather Step or CC, Cow stuck in a tree is completely dead. He's got the speed buff. He's able to dash away. But the blink by Xylon and the Feather Step without an auto is just going to completely pick up that one. Soul trying to use his ultimate to try to get out of there. But he's being chased down by Zidru and Sir Bomberman. One more auto will do it from any of these carries as Xylon's coming on the backside. Just a little bit more will do it as they continue the full-on chase. They don't want to let him go anywhere. Zidru, gosh, the tunnel is real as they're going to continue to chase him all the way in. This poor Soul's got nowhere to go, but Zephyl actually could get caught. If there's any more damage onto him, Xylon in the backside looking for the Feather Step. Aegis, good knock-up and ultimate onto Nixon. But now Mitchie's going to get a lot of work done, and Xylon's going to be the one to fall instead. Really good Medusa ult. When Xylon's actually caught in his ult animation, could not immune it. Final Dungeon actually going to land on the Sir Bomberman as Nemesis looks in for more. Zidru could get caught. There's a Nemesis ulti on him as well. He's got no mana. He's got nowhere to go. And once again, Don't Ban Sylvanas playing all cheeky like, no way, there's no way he gets out of this one. The chase is on by Mike Muratori. They're not going to get it. He juked in the minions, and what a play. Can we please get an odd shot of that or some kind of highlight? Because that was incredible. The jukes from Zidru is going to manage to get him all the way back to his own base. and he's still 6-1. What a play. Waiting for more fighting to go down. Once again, the Gladiator Shield on Nixon not paying any real dividends. Hasn't been able to make a whole lot of it work. And I'm kind of curious as to why he keeps going it. You know, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And it seems like he's playing a little insane this game. Fire Giant B started up by Domain Simonis. It looks like they decided they really want to end this game as soon as possible and push their lead to the victory and 1,000 gem rewards. Bomberman's going to decide to stay on it. They're looking to zone out, possibly find kills. Xylon is incredibly fed. He can definitely look for some more kills here. Feather Step on 2 members, doing some damage, not altogether too much, but now Soul, he's gotten a lot of damage. The Fire Pools are doing so much work. He's trying to run away. 2-man ultimate by Sylvanas as Nixon gets pulled in. He's going to chase him down, but they're going to pick up the support. On the other side, Nixon, he's definitely dead. 2-for-1 trade so far in favor of Don't Ban Sylvanas. Members are very low, though. Matt Mitchie being chased out by Zidra and Xylon. There's the ultimate, not going to land onto anybody. A cheeky little knock-up. Don't know how he got that one off, but somehow he's gonna get it, and that's a 3-for-1 trade. I'm pretty sure Zephyl is chanting worth to that one. Blink in by Oswald, but no axe is going to be able to meet. And looks like the Fire Giant's going to be taken for free by Don't Ban Sylvanas now that they've zoned out and won this team fight. No, actually, Bomberman can't do it on his own. His team just wants more kills. They don't want to focus anything whatsoever. I'm not going to find any kills under this Phoenix. Be forced to back off completely, but they have an 10 to 11,000 gold lead here, and I don't think there's really any way this game goes in favor of Armadillo Armada. They need a true miracle to turn this set around and earn the prize. Something interesting to note, 3 blinks on the side of Don't Ban Sylvanas. Definitely doing a lot of work with them. I mean, a little bit unconventional. Don't usually see it. Might be considered by some players a little bit troll, but they've actually managed to find some pretty good picks with it, particularly Oswald making a number of good plays. So as much troll as it seems to be working in their favor as the troll gods are with them. Taking down this Fire Giant completely uncontested. Looks like they're just going to try to push down this right side, ignoring left completely possibly, or make a rotation into middle. Who knows where their minds are at, or they'll just back. I mean, I could be wrong. I could always be wrong. Builds are slowly getting towards completed stages. See the Wingblade picked up to try to counter the Nemesis for Bologna against Nemesis. We can also see Dynasty Platehelm into Bancroft's pretty great rush there for Sir Bomberman. And once again, very, very similar build out of Oswald. Ekaival into Executioner into Crit, it seems. I assume it will be a Wind Demon. But either way, the gold lead is absolutely out of control. Xylon's doing whatever he wants, baiting around 5 people in the middle of this team fight, then leaping over the wall into complete safety. And this left Phoenix, it's going to be nice and outside. Sunramen making the blink in, being a little bit of a strange player here, and known to do some strange things. Soul completely bursted, got nowhere to go. House like a tree being pulled in by the Heroic Soul. Not Nixon is completely dead. Sir Bomberman is going to trade his life out, but he will trade his life out for a good cause. Zidru is going to fall as well. Cylon trying to get out of here, but House like a tree seem to have some kind of lag issues, not able to complete chase in. And Xylon, they're going for this Phoenix, but this thing seem to make it. Oswald's the last one alive, and they've bitten off much more than they can chew. Good axe is going to stop him down, but he's got nowhere to go. He's barely not going to trade out with cow stuck in a tree, and just a really great stop by Armadillo Armada to stop the tide of Don't Ban Sylvanas, but I'm not quite sure if they'll be able to get much out of this. No Gold Fury is spawned, and there's really no towers they can get in any kind of real time. Mike Mortori looking for a bit of tower damage, but I don't think he's quite going to find much in the way of that. How do we get through? He's going to have to back off very, very quickly. He's going to do so by dashing away. Interestingly enough, no pen outside of the Stonecutters for the Willix, not giving her a lot of the burst on the tanks that she's been trying to find. Definitely something I expect Xylon to build into as this game continues. I'm surprised actually both these starter items haven't been sold already for a nice and tasty pen item. Surprised to see both tanks having a tough time this game, though of course Soul having a harder time than Sylvanas. Just a lot of times with support play, a lot of it comes down to how well your team is doing, not a lot of times how well exactly you are doing. Portal Demon being looked at. Xylon going to be able to take this. Team is going to rotate in to help, but that in itself is almost completely unnecessary, and they'll pick that up pretty easily. Surprised they're not going to go for anything. Looks like they're going to wait for the Fire Giant to spawn before they decide to make another big play. Feeling a little bit nervous after getting wiped there on the left side. So possibly looking for casting on a tree on this left side. Knockup's not going to land, but they are going to get a nice little speed buff. A little bit cheeky play there. Full team finally now looking for a fight. Zephyl and Zidru leaving the charge. They look towards middle lane. They can probably actually get a Phoenix if they play their cards right. Don't expend important actives and actually play somewhat for just the objectives and not just the kills. Zidru being forced to take a lot of damage, but Soul, he's got completely exploded in the front line. He got nowhere to go. Knockup is going to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but not for much. Nixon is going to be the next to fall if Xylon can get any damage, but a huge Medusa ult managing to keep them alive in these fights as two people are going to fall due to the really great stun, and Michi is the only reason why his team is in this one still. Mortori dashing in, but Oswald's getting a lot of damage off. Zidru looking for a little bit more on the edge of this fight, but looks like it's going to get back off. And a 2-for-1 trade, and another really good defense by Armadillo Armada, as Don't Ban Sylvanas really need to try to focus down either the carries first or just not get hit by this Medusa ulti. Still a 12,000 gold lead. These two kind of lost fights have only really put a little damper on the fights for Don't Ban Sylvanas. Still able to push exceedingly well as they're just going to go for this Fire Giant with 3 men. Don't feel awkward about it at all. Gold Fury's already gone. Can't be taken by Armadillo Armada. They seem to realize what's going on, but they know they can't really completely contest this. As the Fire Giant goes over to Don't Ban Sylvanas for the second time this game as they look to finally end this one out and take their 1,000 gem prize. Blink in by Oswald onto Nixon is going to get a couple more autos as well. Zidru looking for more. The whole team hasn't completely rotated in yet, but Xylon is here. Knockup's not going to land due to Nixon being in the immunity frames of his ultimate. As the whole team seems to back off. And looks like the middle Phoenix is going to be focused once again, possibly when Sylvanas gets back. So you're looking to take up a couple of shots, possibly start this fight off, starting for Sylvanas to get in range. Just a bit of clear from Mike Mortori. They're going to clear out these waves, force them to fully face tank this, but they still do have the capacity to do it so long as they really target this Medusa and don't get caught by that ultimate. They should be able to end the game after this team fight with an easy win. They just have to play their cards right and don't overstep as they've been doing. Don't let the game continue to stall out to possibly the 35-minute mark where Armadillo Armada might be able to fight back in a real serious scenario. But a level 3 Soul can't really take some of this damage. Finally, Xylon decides to go in, start the fight off. Belt of Frenzy, but into a 4-man ultimate knockup. Soul already dead. Nixon looking for more, but not enough. Good ult by Matt Mitchie, but the Phoenix has already fallen as Sir Bomberman is doing so much work on the backside. Zidru looking for more, but Nixon, he's a sacrificial lamb. And it looks like Don't Ban Sylvanas want to end the game right here and right now. Good pull in. Matt Mitchie even forced to use the bees, but Oswald's going to trade him out. And a good trade out. Guardian for ADC is probably worth that one. If they can pick up some other kills on the backside of this fight. Castle Tree looking to box, but Zidru is so tanky. And he's probably going to be able to take him out here. Just another auto. Overhead smash, not going to land, but is going to finish them off with a disarm. Mike, 1-for-1 trade as well, and it doesn't seem like Don't Ban Sylvanas want to end. It seems like they just want to push for kills. Soul actually going to get plucked in. He's going to completely be dead. He's going to try to dash away, but I don't think for too much longer. Zidru's made the rotation back in, and Soul, he's going to be the first to fall. Oswald trying to tank up this Titan, but he can't do it himself, and he's going to be forced to back off. Nixon, which is another ability able to get it. Leap away is going to save Oswald's life. There's no way my casting... Well, okay. Raybed. My casting is not necessarily better than Taco. I'm solo casting, so I get to do it all. Also means it's tough for me. But Taco is not really a caster. She's more of an analyst, so that's kind of what she does. So I don't think it's quite an apt comparison. Not Nixon, though. He's totally going to get caught out here. He's got nowhere to go. Goodbye, good sir. He's been caught out. Oswald's going to pick up the last hit on that one. And it just seems like this is where Don't Ban Sylvanas is going to be able to get the good positioning here. Armored Armada is not here to defend. They're going to pop the Belt of Frenzy and shred down this one. Double ADCs finally managing to focus onto these objectives. And they're going to look for the end here. Matt Mitchell going to get pulled in. Zepho with the ultimate once again going to catch 3. Mike Muratori in the fountain is going to die as Xylon's going to take a tower shot, but he doesn't really fight. Fountain shot, excuse me, over the wall. Is Zidru looking for more? Zidru is going to completely fall down. He's got nowhere to go because he was plucked in to take 2 fountain shots. But now Don't Ban Sylvanas looking to finally end this game. Soul doing the best job he can, but he's just gonna die. He's got nothing he can really do. Matt Mitchie's the next to fall, and it looks like Oswald's finally decided they want to end the game. Sir Bomberman being a little cheeky with that blink, but this one's all she wrote as Don't Ban Sylvanas end this one and take their 1,000 gem prize. New to the league games and doing incredibly well for themselves. Well done to Don't Ban Sylvanas. So that's going to be all for us in the PSL. We finished out our Wednesday tournament. We should be back if we have a good number of teams that want to join the PSL for a Saturday small tournament, but we should definitely be back for Sunday games between these players. They play best of 2 sets once a week on Saturdays that we then cast a few of those sets on Sunday. So stick around. Give a shout out to Shadow here. Thank you very much for complimenting my solo casting. I know it's a little bit cringeworthy with all the pauses, but I do my best. Hopefully, next time I'm on the casting desk, I'll have someone who can help me out with it. So that's all for the PSL. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.